Modern Warfare Remastered was introduced alongside 2016's Infinite Warfare as a compromise that would allow Activision to bring back fans of the older games without derailing the current direction of the franchise. The whole situation seemed to be a win-win. Fans of the newer games wouldn't suddenly be without their jetpacks and Gatling lasers, and Call of Duty 4 fans were getting a one-to-one remake of their beloved game, with the promise of an active player base. There was, however, a huge caveat. In order to get Modern Warfare Remastered, you had to purchase the $80 Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition. This was a real slap in the face, considering that most fans of the original Modern Warfare have zero interest in jetpacks and pulse rifles. In fact, that is entirely the reason they want to play Modern Warfare Remastered at all. I was personally convinced that Activision would concede and sell the game separately once they received enough harsh feedback for the decision. Not to mention, it seemed to me that they were potentially leaving a lot of money on the table by doing this. That day would never come, as the only way still to this day to get Modern Warfare Remastered is to purchase the Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition. Fool that I am, I bought the Legacy Edition on launch day regardless. I was simply too desperate to play the nearly decade-old game and relive those memories. $80 might have been highway robbery, but the Modern Warfare Remastered itself was the most pure, well-done remaster I had ever played. They took little to no artistic license with the visuals, instead just bringing them up slightly to match more modern standards. There were only 3 small changes made to the game: new camo challenges past Red Tiger, unlockable calling cards and emblems, and about 10 times as many prestige levels so die-hard fans could play for eternity. There were some small quirks to the game, like how at the beginning of every match the frame rate is inexplicably erratic for 20 to 30 seconds before stabilizing, but the game was exactly what I wanted and satisfied that urge to play a game that has become somewhat of a modern classic. I periodically played the game on and off for the first month that it was out, and eventually moved on to other games, knowing that Modern Warfare Remastered would always be there for me, that I could come back to it after I was done with the onslaught of new fall games. I eventually came back in late February of 2017. The first thing I was greeted with after populating the shader cache was a notification of my free depot package. I was immediately taken aback. This definitely was not here before, I thought. Upon visiting the new depot menu, it quickly became apparent that my pure game had been corrupted by a storm of COD points, depot packs, and microtransactions. While I was shocked that microtransactions would be added to a bonus game included with an $80 package, I was comforted by the fact that simple cosmetic items like characters, camos, and melee weapons were not capable of ruining the game. Yet again, I was a fool. A quick glance at the primary weapons revealed brand new ranged weapons that were never in the original game. Predictably, these weapons are unlocked through the depot packs and not through leveling. Of course, they don't drop outright either, that would be silly. Instead, you are tasked with collecting a bunch of other items first, which then unlocks the weapon itself when the list is completed. The best part is, there was no warning or announcement. One day, players hopped on, and there this whole mess was, a mess that no one had asked for. Operation Arctic Wolf brought 2 primary weapons, the XM-LAR rifle and the Kamchatka 12 automatic shotgun, in addition to a revolver sidearm which seems functionally identical to the Desert Eagle. I have only encountered one player with the shotgun, and it is incredibly powerful.
Our UAV is online. UAV recon standing by. Our UAV is online. Airstrike standing by.
Shotguns were never great in Modern Warfare, so the addition of this gun would be game-changing if a lot of players had it. The XM-LAR, on the other hand, is in every lobby I've played since it was added. It is a slower rate of fire automatic rifle that is extremely accurate and does high damage. I'm not sure if I would go quite as far as to say that these 2 guns are pay to win, but they are most certainly viable and in the upper tier of weapons in the game. Even if these weapons were terrible, the addition of them fundamentally transforms the game into something new. This is all quite bad, but the story doesn't end there. Modern Warfare Remastered launched with 10 maps, with the rest of the original maps promised as free DLCs soon after launch. These maps did come to the game, and they did come for free, but this left 4 maps that were DLC for the original game still absent from the remaster. A trailer was shown off for the map pack, calling it the Variety Map Pack, the same moniker used 8 years ago for the original. This trailer, much like the trailer for the remaster itself, had a nice surprise at the end, available for $15. This map pack right here is by far the most egregious thing about the game, so let's break down why. Reason 1. A precedent of adding maps for free had already been set. Reason 2. Interestingly, if you head over to GameStop's website, you can see that the original Variety map pack retailed for $10, meaning that maps which have existed for 8 years somehow cost more now than they did when they were new. Reason 3. $15 for 4 maps is terrible by any game's standards. Reason 4. The Legacy Edition was $80, $20 more than just Infinite Warfare, so theoretically Modern Warfare Remastered costs $20, making the Variety map pack only $5 less than the actual game itself. For obvious reasons, this is insane. Reason 5. This game is already filled with microtransactions, which since they are so aggressively adding more, people are clearly buying. That income alone has been enough to fund new original content for games like Halo 5, and should be more than enough to remaster a measly 4 maps. Reason 6. This map pack will segment what is already a small player base. Most likely those who buy these maps will never be able to play them in matchmaking. We are still not done, by the way. Oh no. This also came with a St. Patrick's Day event, complete with 2 brand new types of depot packs and even more weapons that were not in the original game. With this new operation, they've added 3 new primaries, a MAC-10, the PKM, which is a machine gun, and a semi-auto sniper rifle that looks like it was made with leftover assets from Infinite Warfare. With this update, they have now managed to add a brand new weapon to every type of primary weapon class, which to me marks a complete transformation of the game. Modern Warfare Remastered in March 2017 is an entirely different game than it was in November of 2016. They have irrevocably changed what this game was. It was originally the most faithful of remasters, but it now exists somewhere between a remaster and the Chinese exclusive Call of Duty Online, which is a free-to-play bastard child of every Call of Duty ever made. At this point, I would prefer Call of Duty Online over Modern Warfare Remastered in its current state. At least Call of Duty Online is transparent about what it is. Modern Warfare Remastered is, well, at this point, what even is it? It is not a remastered version of the 2007 game anymore, and it's not an entirely new game either. The corpse of what Modern Warfare Remastered was is now being sucked dry for every last drop of blood still left in its lifeless, pathetic body. This is a prime example of how microtransactions and DLC can destroy a game, not to mention that this was not a free-to-play game or something that cost $20. It is a slap in the face for the fans who already swallowed the $80 pill of the Legacy Edition. What should have been an olive branch for the forgotten fans of the older games has turned into the most egregious cash-in in the history of video games.
You're definitely hacking, sir.
Sorry,
I'm gonna say it right now.
If you're not hacking,
you definitely use defensive
Yo,
language.
I reported it.
I
I
can't lift
reported
up my
it.
mouse, guys.
I reported it.
Guys, tip. If you want to be good at this
Yep,
game,
fuck up.
lift up your mouse.
Yo, I will hit you in the face with my dong, and you don't want me to do that because I will break your fucking nose.
Well, you probably played this game for like fucking 5 hours. How can you even tell who's hacking?
Because I have experience in the field. I'm not a dumbass.
Oh yeah, you got experience